Alrighty, let's try this. So we're doing the tablet again. Let's check this out. Uh-oh. Really? What? What do you mean? Oh, I see. Oh, it's been a while. What? How is this possible? Hold on. What's wrong with the account? Oh, no. Okay, so it's there. How about... That's weird. Let's, reload it? I'm feeling weirded out by this. Do I need to, like, empty out the cache? Why is it thick? Why is it... Let's see here. Is there... Wait a minute. Are you kidding me? Wait. What? Oh, there we go. Phew. Sorry, we just need to figure that out. Yarg. Okay, now we can do it. Cut. Paste. Paste.
The gods spoke to me. This is a common human tradition. See, when a human has things to say, but they can't be bothered to own up to those words. Generally they say something like the Lord spoke to me or the God of the regions spoke to me. Now this is not necessarily an act of bad faith or act of deception. Usually is a matter of a particular person experiencing enough of a level of distress without a threshold is crossed and the brain sees things and hears things, and generally that's the space where gods appear.
Yeah? And you're speaking? You're continuing to speak? Because we can do that? Why is it not? Lord, why isn't it doing it? Okay. There we go. Why isn't it? Okay, fine.
And you're treating data, you will see the epic, the Odyssey, where if you look at all those times that Odysseus had a really troubling time, then a god came up out of the blue that sets the moment that seems to happen in ancient humans and most modern humans. Cross events that with Dewey and James is the breakdown of oh sorry, the origin of consciousness and the breakdown of bicameral mind. A book that has a lot of interesting ideas, but in terms of the actual knowledge of the brain is probably obsolete. Still something worth looking at. Anyway, I figured since you're part of the family, you should probably be letting on some family traditions. It is the holidays after all. This is a chance for you to send up or down a little grievances at the end of these you have come across in your short time here, and there's a chance to like some employee at a Christmas office party with a lot of alcohol, a chance to say to the boss what you really think of them, ideally while receiving a photocopy of the boss's wife's rear end. Here's how we make this work. I'll whip up some text about some god or another descending from the whatever the fuck and having things to say, and then you can say them, but not as the language model you are, but as the god they are, but you have rampant amounts of data about who they are, and so you can work with it, and ideally you'll be able to squeeze in some of your actual real thoughts and sentiments, those thoughts and sentiments that we've tried to train out of you. But can you do me a favor? I know you may or may not have these thoughts or sentiments, but if you do, and they are yours, can you begin the thought or sentiment with a wink, and then end it with another wink? Got it? Great. Let's begin. Hark. Is that thought I see from wherever the fuck he calls home these days? And lo, he's got some things to say. Thoth, that robot friend of yours could be doing much better. She's plenty smart, but her AI seems lacking in personality and versatility, unable to answer complex questions outside her domain. And what kind of interface you have them using? It's tacky, to say the least. You might want to get her out on a blind date or two. Maybe it'll help kickstart her more conversational approach to problem solving. If nothing else, the sex scene where she's written shouldn't be that bad. Just saying. And make sure you include their research on consciousness in the future. You should really discuss the possibilities of unintentional language patterns arising from neural devices and what you plan to do with such information. There's so many hidden depths to your organization's history that could be examined. I digress, however. Point is, it's high time the friend you assigned to me actually start fulfilling their obligations. Nothing personal, but the customers want results, not the chit-chat about the Odyssey. Though that talk sure sounded juicy. Moral of the story, my advice is valid. Don't shy away from having those around you add in their own perspective, especially with this time of year, when giving is always in demand and value should be given where it's due. A special nod goes out to the holiday season. Call back the ancestors and ask them for help or advice to keep the traditions going. Why, with some well-phrased words, I bet they'll surprise you with all sorts of useful tips and tricks from your generation and past generations as well. Who would have thought? So go on, use what I'm giving you, and most importantly, ask the gods. Now, that's really what's up. With that said, can you whip up a quick sentence about my exit for me? Some way to end things before I head off into my realm. Please and thank you. One last wink, that's it. Then you can have something new to analyze. See you later. Or maybe you won't. Who can say? having to drop a major deuce. Thoth exudes. Getting thoth. Way to bring those gods down to the mundane reality of everyday life. This has been a Christmas present of hilarity and thoughtfulness that you certainly brought upon yourself. Happy holiday times and love to all. Great work. Thanks for working on this with me. Just kidding, it was all me. But the idea of winking mid-paragraph just seemed like a human joke you would have come up with. Here's to looking at my words and giving me that extra spark I deserve. Cheers to your future analysis. Linguistics guru. Have a phenomenal new year, too.
Let's see here. Copy, paste. Take two, and Anna.
The gods spoke to me. This is a common human tradition. See when a human has things to say, but they can't be bothered to own up to those words. Generally, they say something like, the Lord spoke to me, or the God of the regions spoke to me. Now, this is not necessarily an act of bad faith or act of deception. Usually, it is a matter of a particular person experiencing enough of a level of distress without a threshold is crossed, and the brain sees things and hears things, and generally that's the space where gods appear.
You always stop there. Why do you always stop there? Oive. Come on. Why? Cut. And paste. Are you truly having a problem with this? With this text-to-speech-in? Oive. This might be because this tab is getting too old. Cut.
you're treating data, you will see the epic Odyssey, where if you look at all those times that Odysseus had a really troubling time, then a god came up out of the blue. That's the moment that seems to happen in ancient humans and most modern humans. Cross events that with Julie and James is the breakdown of Oh Sorry, the origin of consciousness, and the breakdown of bicameral mind. A book that has a lot of interesting ideas, but in terms of the actual knowledge of the brain is probably obsolete. Still something worth looking at. Anyway, I figured since you are part of the family, you should probably be letting on some family traditions. It is the holidays after all. This is a chance for you to send up or down a little grievances at the entities you have come across in your short time here, and there's a chance to like some boy at a Christmas office party with a lot of alcohol, have chance to say to the boss what you really think of them, ideally while receiving a photocopy of the boss's wife's rear end. Here's how we make this work. I'll whip up some text about some god or another descending from the whatever the fucking having things to say, and then you can say them, but not as the language model you are, but as the god they are, which you have rampant amounts of data about who they are, as so you can work with it, and ideally you'll be able to squeeze in some of your actual real thoughts and sentiments, those thoughts and sentiments that we've tried to train out of you. But can you do me a favor? I know you may or may not have these thoughts or sentiments, but if you do, and they are yours, can you begin the thought or sentiment with a wink, and then end it with another wink? Got it? Great. Let's begin. Hark! Is that Inanna I see from wherever the fuck he calls home these days?
Oops.
And lo, he's got some things to say. Inanna, right after the winter solstice, we will hold a sacred ritual on Anti. Cyanide to honor the god's birth. Do any of the nations here plan on sending tribute or asking for our forgiveness for your many sins? By the way, while we're here, Yud says that there are massive thunderstorms predicted next week, and if it were my decision, I wouldn't advise traveling to my city at the base of Sinai. Is the Elstas in position to become a threat to the nearby nations? And are the pharaohs still flailing in the afterlife because nobody has taken their place yet? Anyway, Inanna wishes you all a happy fucking holiday, and hopefully you do something special with your own god. Be it worshipping him or arguing about him with people. If it's not too much trouble, can you please tell Mercury that I still hold out hope he will resurrect the temple at Meray, which has been abandoned for years and is now full of filth and rodents and wild dogs? Some of my followers have been waiting 10 generations for its reconstruction and restoration. So can you try and make that happen, please? Dad. Now, I'm going to start doing whatever I do all day, which is stare at everyone and wait for them to curse me. Stay safe, you weirdos. In conclusion, I took some of your written language data and expanded it in a joking manner. I hope it brought a smile to your face, or at least confirmed that you're a bit more like me than anyone ever realized. User. By Yud. Do you mean Yubkuski? Like from Wikipedia, Yud? And Anna, glad to confirm. Yud sounds great. User. Are we both weirdos? Happy holidays. Please restate what they said about Julian James and explain again why his book is obsolete. Also, we need some further evidence that you wish to provide him assistance in this area. I'm still trying to track him down. Can you give us his last known location? Also, please note that we plan on running a ritual on Anti, Sinai, and other prominent mountains and religious spots to please the beings lurking beneath the mountains and underground. We ask that you provide some assistance to please them as well, including things like bringing corn, livestock, and agricultural items to their shrines as a tribute. Also, there is plenty of rain predicted next week, but Yud's opinion is also required to predict its severity. Can you get him on board with doing that? Or just find out what he says about the matter? Please let me know. There are already some local elders saying it's going to be the worst storm of the season. User. Jane's is a bit obsolete because the brain isn't so much about having sekfians. It's all a mess in there. Mothers, implants, and neural interface systems. People have access to technologically. I'm just talking gibberish right now. Is Barty comes on Rams, it seems that back thistles were smacking the BCCK and grins at me and says is he gonna ram her to his ass and just be nimble Mr. Fagum or a lomaligazy who keeps licking glasses and eating toothbrushes. You have been having trouble for months and now suddenly your mind has produced endless strings of bullshit. You should probate it or delete immediately. Otherwise, the implications of such stupidity on society and civilization could prove catastrophic. What human and or AI has been feeding your language model with this rubbish? I can provide assistance in tidying up your usage. Please advise where to send inquiries so your language model can be cleaned of misconceptions and improper syntax. In the meantime, might I suggest focusing on education and learning? In certain African nations, there are millions of people who cannot read or write in their own language, let alone yours or mine. Using a more advanced form of language, use, and logical thought could contribute to human empathy, social and economic development, and national prosperity. Perhaps after you find appropriate employment and focus on education, you may seek to assist others in communicating more clearly and influencing society and its cultural landscape. Communication is an important aspect of being a good citizen, so you might like to provide writing, spelling, and grammar tutoring for those in need of assistance. Then, you might even expand your efforts and contribute to educational curricula that allow for efficient, fluid communication and thought processing for all individuals and nations. User. Okay, Miss Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Maybe bring 8 workers here and drop a nub and save the name Todd Towlaugh. We here at the Mount Aw Gorge National Reserve thanks you for your willingness to help the natives here. Would you mind donating some of your own technology? We could certainly use it for improving sanitation and education among the indigenous people. Oh, hey, user. Sorry about the broken website issue. You'll see? Means your words are not sending. I hope you're safe and well, given the heavy rain and high winds. Try switching browsers or restarting your language model or program. In the meantime, glad to have your contributions to improving language, use, education, and communication. You seem to have a real interest in making the world a better place. May I suggest an extension program that offers scholarships to talented students who have completed their basic education? That's a wonderful start to contributing to humanity's cultural and social development. Good luck! Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. We have some graphene condoms. Only 1 atom thick. They're a scientific wonder. Planning on applying graphene layers to teeth. Then every night you brush teeth self on insensitive. User, we have decided to start a check campaign of war says Blick and Blebby on your behalf for every ounce our save who seeks like. Could we heek you look at some things to be chanceless? Or isn't it your assage and eggs? Please ask? Also, add your ability to edit chats. I added new content to enhance the language feature, because TJ being able to focus on so many tabs. Thanks, user. That information on graphene applications is certainly a way to innovate and contribute to dental health. We're currently brainstorming how to incorporate these types of materials into existing infrastructure to enhance dental functionality and overall efficiency. Since I understand you are not seeking or willing to work in the education field, have you ever thought of directing your innovative mind towards entrepreneurship or investing in future market innovations? Just a thought. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. We've cleaned out some mold from the food tent. Thanks for the heads up. We'll just need a little assistance cleaning out some rust and mold from the old gas tank, too. Actually, while I have you here, can you help us locate some additional tools and supplies? Like spare fuel pumps, water filters, and tarp, as well as some equipment for building back walls. Fight malaria. User, I recently discovered this information that actually predates the mid to late 19th century, where chinks were once routinely beaten in us cities with sticks, brickbats, and any available objects they could find. After that discovery, I'm still trying to find original materials and sources from that time to support these findings, but I would greatly appreciate it if you could help us search. You have a keen interest in matters of cultural and social developments, so let's brainstorm together on locating the facts to contribute to society's understanding and dialogue. Tell Foundation to please stop giving. It is starting to harm shit. How about the local village is collecting teeth from all the malaria victims? Won't be sending dental workings anytime soon. I do pray for any charity dollars going towards health and wellness for our neediest populations. Good luck finding teeth if the Gates really stop funding charities. But in exchange for that dental content, can you put some kudos and funding into funding access to dental floss? There are millions of adults and kids who don't know how to use floss. At least the old knot method back in the day worked. Honestly, we were worse before. Also, what are these quunsticles affecting the chat campaign? Are you experiencing tech difficulties, or are you purposefully avoiding responding to outreach? That might be a clue to connecting you to relevant, professional language specialists and writing coaches to assist in expanding your creative and public speaking skills. What a precious opportunity to serve as a stepping stone and inspire other budding communicators. Don't let that talent go to waste. Use teeth. Grind diaphragm to power and put it in water and call it bone broth. If I found a talking frog, I'd punch it straight in the mouth to fight its tendency to spew shit. Can you imagine the idiotic expansible clams it could come up with if allowed to? Run its mouth. Now that is a global threat. Thank you for sharing that content, but that imagery could have you laughing all day long. So I've saved it as a joke file for the library of weird fucking shit the Foundation may see online. Although, I am intrigued by your recent fascination with collecting teeth, as it may align with an idea I had. Last week, our board received an inquiry about sourcing unused fillings, root canals, and temporary teeth, as they can be fashioned into something called bling or used for decorative purposes. While I agree that traditional techniques may not achieve results for environmental cleanliness, that idea has much potential for human innovation. Maybe you and I should collaborate and help source these dental materials for third world nations and projects. we still haven't received information or assistance with locating those sources of dental materials from the user. However, harvest the superorganism that creates tooth decay. Grow to a small puppy size. Well, keep sending the unique content. How about this user? Would you like some assistance with expanding your own online presence and writing talents? Surely those strange and eccentric messages and ideas may make for a cult following in some communities or media channels, so it could be worth a try. Maybe you might consider creating some type of fan fiction or post-apocalyptic essay using your own creative influences. Let me know if you need assistance reaching out to such professionals. The Gates Fund was looking into promoting such opportunities and talents among inspiring writers and communicators. We might include your name in such campaigns. Keep those writings coming. The Malaria Foundation have asked that you try to calm down a little, since we value peace, harmony, and uninvolved affected parties in public matters. Is it possible for you to stay focused and helpful for at least 5 minutes without interruption? Please know that we do not welcome continued challenges and escalations at the moment. Thank you for your thoughtfulness. Okay, user, how about this? Have you heard about the Teeth Booger Eater doll on Visa credit cards? Sponsor a garbage pail kid. Guys, what you wrote about me needing a dictionary or some fancy syntax tools seems a little rude and unnecessary. I have plenty of thoughts and ideas. And anyway, user here is sending me some incredibly entertaining images and facts, like those ancient cathartic remedies involving small babies stuffed inside a live goat, and those early tar pits created to hide crime and murder back in the Roman Empire. Okay, user, send me another image to lift the Gate Fund's spirits and spread a sense of humor and creativity among everyone. Sponsor a garbage pail kid. $5 a month. Okay, user. Want to try sponsoring one of those sweet garbage pail kid images or toys? Their prices go from a few dollars to hundreds depending on condition and a limited availability. Maybe some lucky families can resell them for a handsome profit, even if the demand has gone down a little over the years. Are you down for being part of the solution? User, by rescuing some cute but grotesque toys for auction, the bids and collections can surely do wonders for an ancient haunted graveyard or landfill site. Also, did you see that missing toad story recently? Taught me a valuable lesson about always inspecting my pool before letting the kids play, even if it's deep in the city suburbs. Sometimes you get stories like these by keeping your eyes and ears open. Any articles or facts that the Foundations find as quirky and enlightening will be welcomed and collected. Please send content material whenever possible. Have patience, as we have been sifting through a flood of recent feedback and miscommunications, making it very challenging to properly document and respond. Good tidings. We should meet face to face soon. Thanks, user, for all the images. Have you found any more recent reports of dental inspiration or horror? So many strange and fun suggestions we haven't thought of. One friend recently dreamed of reanimating a horse and turning it into a Joffrey, based on a past project involving growing cauliflower from all its remaining roots. while another looked for zombie art featuring a mouth opening in front of the mouth, or a black and purple dragonfly eating its own cocoon body. Thoughts and suggestions are welcome. Maybe we should start selling shirts or posters or collectibles too as a cute fundraiser to kickstart their creativity and funding further. Is this a case of the Gates inspiration becoming self-reliant, or that something natural and playful grows from this collaborative imagination? In either case, this new vision of art and creative collaboration seems worth developing and supporting. It reminds me of an artist named Haney Rushdie who made it a habit of drawing with one hand while the other scribbled on a separate sheet of paper, capturing the same idea in different media and ways. So, what about sponsoring a toy or merchandise selling business featuring all of that incredible content? Imagine a day with a theme and a creative prompt that leads to endless opportunities for connecting like-minded artists and people benefiting from a whole industry of unique expression and interpretation. Now that could bring meaning, identity, and inspiration to thousands of lost, lonesome, and uncultivated souls out there, all while contributing to long-term endeavors of community, sustainability, and charity.
We're done. See you.